The question of alien existence has plagued mankind since the beginning of time. So, in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at some of the signs showing that we might not be alone in this world. Men in Black. You'll be surprised to know that the Men in Black movie franchise isn't all that speculative after all. Why? Well, because it might have been inspired by some real-life events that have led people to believe that aliens might in fact be real after all. The real-life Men in Black are said to be quasi-government agents, and their sole job is to cover up any UFO sightings that might have caught people's attention. It all started when a man named Harold Dahl witnessed a donut-shaped object flying in the air above him, managed to take pictures of it to show the rest of the world, was just about to share his story with Chicago Magazine. However, before he could do that, Harold was visited by a man in a black suit who threatened him not to speak of the incident ever again.
You tell me when I say something that isn't true.
Not just Harold. Over the years, tons of people have reported encounters with these real-life Men in Black, including the one Dr. Herbert Hopkins, who had been acting as a consultant on a UFO case back in 1976. One night, when his wife and children weren't home, a man called the doctor asking him to come over to his house to talk to him about the case. But as soon as the call ended, Hopkins got up from the chair and turned on the lights to already find someone inside his house. When he saw the man, he was dressed in all black and had no eyebrows or eyelashes with a robot-like voice. The man then ordered Hopkins to destroy any evidence he had on the UFO case. The conversation abruptly ended when the man suddenly stood up, claiming that his energy was running low, and left the house without a word. However, the most interesting incident was when two bald, unidentified men in black, with no eyebrows and eyelashes with eyes that never blinked, ended up at a hotel where two of the guests had spotted a triangular-shaped UFO. The witnesses weren't there at the time, but the Men in Black have been caught on camera arguing with the hotel staff, giving us actual evidence to prove their existence. Ancient Egypt and alien activity. For years, people have wondered how the ancient Egyptians managed to construct the Great Pyramids without any kind of modern technology, which is also where we got the theory about aliens being involved in the design and construction of the pyramids. But that's not the only connection between the ancient Egyptian civilization and extraterrestrial activity. The Egyptian hieroglyphics are the picture-like alphabets that are inscribed upon the tombs of the civilization's kings and their most important cultural sites. But have you ever wondered what these symbols really mean? The Temple of Seti in Abydos actually features Egyptian symbols that closely resemble modern vehicles such as helicopters, along with futuristic yachts, ships, and gliders. These symbols have excited UFO enthusiasts for years because they believe that this information about modern technology could have only reached the Egyptians through advanced extraterrestrial beings, also explaining the construction of the pyramids. However, researchers believe that if vehicles like these really existed back in the day, there should have been more evidence surrounding the whole situation. But despite all of these rebuttals, you can't deny that these helicopter hieroglyphics are extremely out of place. NASA's cover-ups. There have been plenty of theories about NASA being involved in large-scale UFO cover-ups for as long as the organization has existed.
They're here, they're parked on the side of the crater, they're watching us.
After all, with the kind of technology that NASA builds and has access to, do you really believe that the scientists over there have no idea about what lies in outer space? But one of the most talked about incidents dates back to the Apollo 14 mission that involved Dr. Edgar Mitchell, also known as the sixth man on the moon. As part of his 2 lunar missions, Mitchell spent 33 hours on the moon, and when he came back to the surface of the Earth, he was convinced that aliens were not only real, but they also influenced whatever happened in the world, and that global governments were playing a part in trying to cover up their existence. According to Dr. Mitchell, he was aware of several alien visits during his career as an astronaut, but all of that had been covered up by NASA. The man also claimed that the Roswell alien crash of 1940, where the U.S. forces discovered a saucer-shaped aircraft at a ranch, was in fact real. The only reason why it was covered up was that the U.S. didn't want enemy forces to pry and find out anything about the craft's advanced technology. After all of this, NASA very diplomatically said that the organization is not involved in any kind of alien cover-ups, claiming that Dr. Mitchell is a great American, but we do not share his opinions on this issue. But till the day of his death, Mitchell believed that aliens played a huge part in controlling the kind of lives that humans live.
I would not be surprised if we are under surveillance by alien visitors.
That's a wrap for 3 strongest signs of alien life. You think any of these stories are really true? See you next time with something new. And until then, goodbye.